What's up, guys? Welcome to the Animal Adventures YouTube channel. So, we're going to talk about where my money went wrong, because coming into the veterinary field, you just want to work with animals, okay? You want to do all this cool medical veterinary science stuff, but if you don't do this right, you're going to lose money in the long run. So, stay tuned. And we're going to talk about this on where my money went wrong.
Hey guys, I'm Ralia, and I am in my last year at Texas Tech University for Animal Science Pre-Vet. And you might be thinking, well, great, you went and got an education in the veterinary field, your undergrad for pre-veterinary, under pre-veterinary science. What's the problem?
That is the problem.
When you are going into the veterinary science field, here's something you need to consider. Are you planning to work as a veterinary technician before you go to vet school? Because that makes a difference. Most of the time, when you're applying for vet school, they want experience in your background, whether that is volunteering or you're working as a veterinary assistant, a kennel tech, a vet tech. They want that experience background on your application. So, you gotta pay for school somehow. And your logical thought is, I'm going to go work as a veterinary technician. Some of us have just gone straight out of high school and we go in to Texas Tech Animal Science Pre-Vet. You can get just a regular pre-vet concentration, or you can get a companion animal concentration. And we're like, okay, cool. We're coming to school to get the education background that we need to go work in a clinic. My colleagues and I have been denied of a clinic job because we do not have that certification background. What certification? The veterinary technician certification background. And we don't know. It took me about 2 years to realize, getting just an animal science pre-vet degree is not enough to get a job in the clinical field. Maybe it's enough to get into vet school, but in all honesty, it's not enough to get a job at a veterinary clinic. And my colleagues have faced the same fact, and in fact, one of my friends has talked about how she feels like clinics take advantage of that because they know that we need that background. We need that animal clinic experience hours for vet school. So most of the time we find ourselves volunteering, and we can't get a job in the field. That's one of the struggles that we face as students in the veterinary field, as students with the undergrad, is majority of the time we are volunteering, but when it comes to trying to get a job in the veterinary field, it's another level or another step for some reason we can't seem to take. It's always this loophole of like, okay, well, do you have your VTNE exam? And it totally makes sense why they ask that. And I'll be like, no, I didn't. For a while, I didn't even know what that was. Okay, I did not even know what VTNE was. I don't know. I think that's just something interesting that I thought maybe this was just a struggle I was facing, because I know there's a lot of people that have gotten a veterinary technician job, and some of them didn't have to get the education background for veterinary technician, but that's not the case for all of us, and that's not the case for some of my colleagues and I. where we feel like we're just stuck in this loophole and we're trying. I mean, we're going to a 4-year university to get a degree that we thought would be enough to be able to get a job at a clinic. And we just feel stuck. And so you're probably wondering, well, if I want to go into this field, what do I do? How do I make sure I don't go into that pit? Well, first off, get your veterinary technician certification. You can get your veterinary assistant or veterinary technician certification, but do that first. Do that so you can get into a clinic, because trying to cross that step of just being a volunteer or shadowing in a clinic to actually getting a job in a clinic, oh my gosh, takes about 2 years, but some programs give you up to 4 years to get it. Get that first. Invest your money in that. It's a lot cheaper because each semester you're only paying at the most $2,000. It's not even that much. I think it's like $1,800 per semester, but that is a lot cheaper than trying to go to a university, because I chose Texas Tech, and I love Texas Tech. Don't get me wrong, I love it so much. This was not the right step to take first. This was a bad financial decision, and I should have invested in a veterinary technician program before I decided to go get my pre-vet undergrad. It's gonna get that foot in the door. So by the time you go get your pre-vet undergrad, you can work as a veterinary technician. So you're still collecting. So those 4 years, you're going to be collecting clinical hours. Damn, that's going to be great. Okay, that's going to be really good, and that doesn't even include the clinical hours you've done before getting those 4 years of undergrad. So do that. 1, get that certification. 2, then go get an animal science, pre-veterinary science undergraduate. After that, the steps are up to you. I know some people that have gone to get their master's. I know some people who have gone straight into vet school after that. Really, after that, it's up to you, but you'll have a job after you get your veterinary technician certification. And that job will give you clinical hours that you need for vet school while you're learning your pre-vet undergrad. And what you learn in your veterinary technician certification program, you're going to have to learn for your undergrad anyways. So it's like double studying. And that's where you can make the best financial decision if you want to be in the veterinary science field. And there'll be the new class of freshmen or transfer students, and it's happened before where they've asked a professor at Texas Tech, how do I get my veterinary technician certification? And they'll tell them Texas Tech doesn't have one. We are getting a vet school, but we don't even have a veterinary technician program. That doesn't make sense. And I know what you're thinking. Well, you're getting a vet school now, so who knows? Maybe they'll do a veterinary technician program for the students. And I'm thinking the same thing. So if anyone that's part of Texas Tech that can actually make some big changes, or is involved in the production of the veterinary science department, or is involved in the animal science department, or even is just involved in general, like our main student body or our president, Skubnik, come on. You gotta realize we are glad. Don't get us wrong. We are glad you are making a vet school, because as of right now, I think if I had to choose in Texas where I wanted to go, where I would want to go for vet school, I would choose Texas Tech. So Red Raider Nation, Texas Tech, if there's something you wanted to change that us veterinary science students, pre-veterinary science students, would really appreciate is adding a veterinary technician program to your criteria. Adding it for students to get there at Texas Tech. So 1, volunteer and shadow. Figure out if this is for you. 2, you decide this is for you. Okay, cool. Get your veterinary assistant certification. And then if you want, get your veterinary technician certification. Work on that first. I know you might be thinking, but I want to go to a big school. I want to go to like one of the big universities and all this and all that. Okay, cool. I was there too. But you're going to make a big financial mistake. And for somebody like me who don't got that much money, every dime, every penny, every 6 cent, very important. All right, you're working as a veterinary technician. You got some clinical hours. Either you like this, even on the veterinary assistant part, you decide you like this. You don't want to go on anymore. This is what you want to be. Okay, cool. Leave it at that. Let's explore if you wanted to become a veterinarian. Go get your pre-vet undergrad. Get that animal science, pre-veterinary science undergrad. You can do companion animal, wildlife, whatever your program offers, or whatever you want to do. Because you already got to start thinking when you go to vet school, what do I want to focus on? You can choose different branches that you want to specialize on, but think about it now. Think about what do I think is cool? Do I think the brain is cool? Do I think veins are cool? Do I think like the heart is cool? Are nerves cool to me? Those are questions you need to start asking yourself. If I have to specialize in anything, what would be cool to me? Take required exams to try to get to vet school. So with all this experience, you should hopefully be able to ace those exams. Take those exams, apply to vet schools, and get into vet school. So thank you for tuning in to the Animal Adventures YouTube channel. I hope that was helpful. If not, leave some comments below. Let me know what you wanted to hear more about, what you want to see in future videos. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll put that little notification bell so that way you can be alert from when we upload new videos. Thank you, y'all, for tuning in, and bueno.